Well, I'm Simon. I'm the new Continuing Ministerial Development Officer for the clergy, and I'm working here at Church House now. I've been telling folk I've got a desk in Church House and a stall in the cathedral, which is quite nice. I come from a background in parish ministry. I've been a parish priest in Bristol for the last 10 years or so, and I'm ready for a new challenge and a new thing here in Derby.
Could you tell us about your hopes as you start your new ministry here?
I think my hopes are that I can be a resource for and a support for the clergy of the diocese. I have a real vision that the hope of the world is the local church, and so my role here is not about trying to make Church House an important place or trying to impose a particular vision of what it is to be a member of the clergy or a minister or a leader in the church, but rather that to find out what ministry, what leadership, what priesthood is going on and support that in its context.
Training has inevitably changed over the years. What are the main themes now in the development and training of clergy?
I think that a very important thing for the Church of England as a whole and for this diocese in particular is that the emphasis on mission and on looking beyond the church walls is what's important. And so how we resource clergy to do that, support them in doing it and give them the skills and the confidence to go out and lead communities of people in doing that is very much how I'm approaching this role.
Do all the different types of ministry mean that resources can become stretched?
I think it's very important that we value the different types of ministry for what they are and look to support them both corporately as ministry in the diocese and individually as particular ministries. So that's partly around types of ministry as recognised by the church. It's also partly around people and the difference in people. So on the one hand, there are things that we can do together, and it's good to come together and support one another. On the other hand, there are things that are particular to groups within the diocese and even to individuals within the diocese. And all of that needs to be supported and addressed. Yes, there are resource issues. Sadly, I don't have an unlimited budget, but the importance, I think, is in the care and the depth and less in how much money we throw at things. So I'm not worried about resource at the moment.
And how does your work fit into the wider vision of the diocese?
I have a brief around forming and developing leaders in mission, and it's that vision of clergy and leaders in churches as being leaders in mission that I'm trying very hard to support and encourage and develop in my role here.
The diocese strapline this year is vocation, vocation, vocation. Can you tell us a little bit about how your vocation developed?
Well, I'm actually the son of a vicar, and that means that being a vicar was the last thing in the world that I wanted to be. But they say that if you want to give God a laugh, you tell him your plans. It was something that was a surprise to me, but not a surprise to most of my friends, and came really from somebody telling me that I should consider this, me getting very cross about the suggestion, and then other people telling me not to be so stupid and to go away and explore it. And I ended up here. So, yeah, following God rather than my own plans.
And what would you recommend to anyone that felt a calling to vocation?
I would say to them that it's actually a very exciting journey, a very exciting path, and that there are lots of folk around willing to support and encourage you as you follow that path. And vocation is, at its heart, for me, vocation is about becoming the person God made me to be. And so, as you follow your path of vocation, you will find the way to be the person that God made you to be, and that's the most fulfilling way to live.